on my way now. I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now.
Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. If you happen to be new around here, my name is Trevor and this is Anna. We are the Delightful Travelers. Make sure to click on the subscribe button and the little bell to now follow along. I can't believe I'm gonna say it. Our Greek videos, we're back.
We are in Greece. If you've been following along, we were just in Turkey. We have left there and gone about 7 kilometers to the island of Chios. We absolutely love discovering new Greek islands. I think we've been to 11. I believe this is number 11 for us. I tried to count this morning. May have missed one, so it could be 12 or 13, but it's somewhere around there. Believe it or not, there are over 200 inhabited Greek islands, so we have a long way to go before we visit them all, but so excited to be here. Have you ever heard of this island? Let us know in the comments below.
We hope you guys are as excited as we are. We are back in Greece, one of our favorite countries. I think we filmed over 30 videos on this country. They're on the channel, by the way, but if you're excited, make sure to hit the like button because that's gonna help us out. We got a lot of Greece to explore.
So if I were to say to you Greece and windmills, you would probably automatically think of Mykonos because they are definitely the most famous ones in all of Greece. But the majority or a lot of Greek islands have windmills. These are actually some of the nicest ones I've seen, and we've seen a lot of windmills. These ones here in Chios are about a kilometer and a half outside of the town, so it is a little bit of a walk, or you can take a taxi to get here. These actually date back to the 19th century and they've been fully restored.
The setting here is absolutely beautiful. You have these gorgeous windmills on this beautiful water. I cannot get over the color of this. This place so far is stunning. I think what I like the most about these windmills is you can actually see the sails. Now that's something we've never seen on a windmill before.
At least I don't think we have in my memory we haven't, or if we have, maybe they've been really damaged here. I feel like they must really keep them up really, really well because all of them look really new and like in good shape. You'd think from the wind here they'd be really ripped up.
Yeah, usually you just see the sticks, I believe, but I don't know, something about the white sails just gives them more color. Given Chios is one of the lesser known islands, we thought we'd tell you guys where it's located. So, it's very close to Çeşme in Turkey, which is where we were in the previous video, but this time, well, we're back in Greece. It was really a fast ferry to get here. It was like 35 minutes.
Yeah, 35 minutes, you're here. It cost a little bit. It was about 36 euro per person to get over here, which I'm surprised about because maybe it's because you're crossing from one country into the other.
Yeah, but it is totally worth it, and if you've been following along on our Turkish adventures, you guys know we've been talking about prices, like Turkey's expensive. Already we're noticing it's much more affordable on the Greek side, and that's crazy because, well, we have the euro we're dealing with. I absolutely love the fact that you can just walk anywhere where these windmills are. I mean, you can't go in them, I don't think, but this is pretty cool.
No, they seem to be closed up as far as I can tell. I do see some pigeons going in there, but you're right on the water too. Like, check this out. If a big wave came, it would maybe take us out at the moment.
You can see how windy it is.
Yeah, it's a little bit windy. I decided to leave my hair down today, and maybe that was a bad decision. I didn't think it was going to be this windy, but oh well, if my hair is going everywhere, so be it.
Good.
One thing we haven't said yet is that this is the 5th largest island in all of Greece, which I don't know why, it surprised me. We've been to probably some of the other big ones. We've been
Definitely.
to Rhodes, we've been to
Crete,
and
I don't know the other big ones.
what are the other ones, guys?
We're now back in the main town here, Chios Town, and as you can see, this place is also really beautiful. For a very bustling and vibrant little, well, small city or a big town, there's quite a few people here for shoulder season.
It is. So we are here at towards the middle to end of September, and it's still quite bustling, but a really good time to be here. We are actually going to be renting a car and seeing some of the other parts of the island, if you are wondering, because that's definitely one of the things you must do when you come here. At least we'll report back to that later in the video, but we're told that you need to visit some villages and some beaches that are outside of town. So before coming here, I honestly assumed that in English we would pronounce this island like Chios, it's C-H-I-O-S. But apparently what I read online is the proper English pronunciation is Chios, and the Greek pronunciation is Chios.
So what way do you actually say it?
Yeah, so Chios, Chios, Chios.
I think it's here. The locals say Chios.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna go with, say it like the locals.
There's definitely a few cafes that are very, very popular, like these two, huh?
These two are literally always packed. We actually got here on a Sunday and they were super busy, so we assumed maybe it was just like the Sunday thing. Everyone's out having a coffee, you know, it's a day off. But nope, every single day, those two places absolutely jammed.
One of the reasons for that is this is a big university town. That's something I did not know coming in here. It's, again, kind of an island that you don't hear about much, at least for non-Greeks. Like Canadians, I bet most of you don't know where this is, but because there's universities, it means the coffee culture game is off The sharks. The coffee's so good.
Coffee everywhere and really great coffee. I love Greek coffee in general. When I say Greek coffee, I don't necessarily mean like the sludgy, like espresso type coffee.
No.
But Freddo cappuccino is my absolutely favorite coffee drink.
We're going to be having a Freddo cappuccino a little later in this video, I'm sure.
Yeah.
If not, it could be in the next video. But to be honest, off camera, I've been having like 5 a day. I know, it's too much coffee. Well, it's time to grab some lunch. We found this cute little watering hole and we wanted to get one of these guys. Do you guys remember what these are? This is a gyro, and do you know how much we miss them? I just want to give it a big ol' hug because I cannot wait to eat this. You can probably see there's fries on this, onions, big old chunks of chicken. I think there's tzatziki sauce in there as well. There's a whole bunch of things in this wonderful, wonderful pita wrap. Let's just stop talking and take a bite, huh? Oh my goodness, did I ever miss these guys. This isn't the first time we've had a gyro in Greece, that's for sure. At this point, well, we probably had dozens and dozens and dozens. I think we even made a video once in Rhodes looking for the best gyro on the whole island. This one actually has a little bit of mustard in it, I believe. That seems odd to me, I've never had that. You got the French fries, the chicken is full of flavor, and I love the pita. You can see the little charred marks. This is one of those wraps where I really like the tomato in it because it just makes it nice and juicy. And you got those onions as well. Man, I miss these things, and it's one of the reasons we've come back to Greece, to get gyros.
So I am just over here salivating. It's been a long time since I've had one of these. If you're all familiar with a Greek gyro, basically it is like when they have the spit and they take the meat off of it. Usually there's a choice of chicken or pork, and we both went for chicken today. I was way more in a chicken mood than I am pork, but I'm sure we'll be having some pork ones along the way in our time here in Greece, but I just need to try this.
I think you're gonna like this one because the mustard kind of makes it a little bit unique. It's messy as well.
Oh yeah, that was so worth the wait. It's so delicious. There's something so special about a gyro, and the way that the meat is cooked is just so tender, so flavorful. I always say this, but I always find the choice of a French fry on a wrap a little bit strange, but it works really well. Tzatziki is delicious. And yeah, I don't think, like Trevor said, I don't think I've ever had mustard on one of these, but it works really well.
Well, right next to where we're eating lunch is this castle, but I'm gonna go out and say it. It's not your typical castle. We've encountered this before. We're not inside like a paid place where you can go explore all this ancient history. It's kind of like a town within the castle.
It's kind of like a walled area, I guess, of the town. So it's interesting because sometimes, we were just in Çeşme over in Turkey, and there they also have a castle from a different period, but there is a castle, and it's more like what you would expect a castle, like a fortress to be. Whereas this is more like just an area of the town that's walled in.
You can see there's like cars there. I mean, people live here, like especially in the upper places here. I can see like some of the windows are open. So yeah, this is again not quite what I expected.
So this castle apparently dates back to the 7th century. It's from the Byzantine, is that how you say that?
I think it's Byzantine.
And then it was taken over by the Ottomans. Eventually that was until 1912.
It's interesting as we're walking, we're seeing some of the castle in the background of all these houses. I think this might be a church here.
Looks like it. I see bells.
Yeah, do you see bells, see Greek flag, and what looks to be a church. So yeah.
It's so quiet over on this side of town, like literally a few people around, but hardly anyone. I don't hear anything. Speaking of quiet, the town itself, I will say, is not that quiet of a town. Trevor was mentioning before about it being a university town. During the day, it's pretty chilled out, people drinking coffee. Late at night, the students, I'm assuming students, are coming out. Our apartment, the place where we're staying, is quite central, and it can be loud, so be warned. There is a bit of nightlife here, and if you're staying right in the center of everything, you might find it loud as well.
Next up, we hopped in a car and drove across the beautiful island of Chios here. The scenery is absolutely fantastic. But speaking of scenery, now we're in a whole new place, and this place is stunning.
Yeah, one of the things you have to do when you come to this island is leave the main town and explore some of the smaller villages. This one is called Pyrgi. We literally just arrived here, and I'm already so excited that we're here.
We saw photos of this place online, and I can tell you, it does not do it justice. Look at the detail in the buildings. What's going on?
I'm gonna fact check myself here in a second, but I think I read this is called the Painted Town or something like that. I will look that up to to double check that's what it's called, but can you tell why? Everything's like black and white or black or gray, and it's really cool. I just fact checked, and it was actually the Painted Village, not Painted Town, but I was very, very close. We've been here on the island for a few days now, and one thing we keep talking about is how quiet it is. Feels like we're some of the only tourists here. It seems like one of the like a type of island where people live and not as many people visit. But we came up to this village, and it almost seems like there's like a cruise ship in town. There's like a lot of tour groups happening, people with lanyards around, people we haven't seen on the rest of the island. So I don't know if it's just today or if everybody just comes to this town.
I can honestly say we have never come across a town quite like this. Definitely not with these tiles and the color scheme. It is quite something, and you wouldn't think it's all the way up here in the middle of Chios. This island keeps surprising us, and it's quickly becoming, dare I say it, one of our favorite Greek islands. We've been to quite a few now, somewhere between 10 and 15, but we're really liking this one. Thought we'd try to touch some of these to see if they're actually painted or if they're carved in. It actually feels like they're carved in a little bit.
It's like they carve it in and then paint the white spots. Wow, can you imagine the amount of work that went into this?
Look at this. This is just one building. Look, if I go like this, it's crazy. Even underneath the balconies, they are painted too.
I am honestly just in awe looking around. I thought it was just going to kind of be like black and white, like tile type things, but there are loads of different types of designs and etchings everywhere. I just can't get over like the artistry that goes into this, or like professionals that do this. I would love to know how it's actually done.
So I don't think we said, but there's actually 50,000 people on Chios Island, and in this little town, there's 1,000 people that live here.
I know, it must be really strange to live here and like during the summer months, during the high season, probably get inundated, which is with people every single day. And then it's still busy here in September. I'm a little bit surprised about that. But come October, I bet you it's just dead.
It's got to be crazy in July and August, but here's what I want to know. What do you guys all do in the winter months? I know it doesn't snow here, but I think it can get between like, I don't know, 5 degrees, 10, 15 degrees Celsius. What's it like up here? Is anyone even in the town? Is anything open? We're just wandering around the back alleys here in awe of everything still, but we do have one other interesting fact.
Well, we actually have quite a few interesting facts about this place, but for now, when I started doing research about this town, one thing that I kept reading about was about Christopher Columbus. And you would never think that, like, we're in Greece, what does Christopher Columbus have to do with this? Well, some people actually believe that he was from here.
It's funny because I bet most of you watching think Columbus is from Spain. I know they try to definitely take his claim to fame, that's for sure, but Italy has some involvement there too.
Yeah, supposedly if you read about it, he was from the area of Genoa, but Genoa was also a massive empire at the time, so it really means he could have been from a whole bunch of places, including here.
That's right. Also, the reason it's here is apparently there's a lot of Columbuses in Chios, and here's the very interesting part. Columbus apparently brought up Mastic.
Yeah, he used to talk about Mastic, which we will get into in a second. He used to talk about that a fair bit, so it made people think that he's actually from here. There's actually a book on this, apparently, so if you're really interested in reading about it, I don't remember the name of it, but I imagine if you just look up Columbus Chios book, you'll find it.
We thought it was really interesting, so don't take it as fact. We're not proper historians, but when you start to read about all this, it's kind of fascinating.
We have just come over to the main square in the village to get some refreshments. One thing, if you start reading anything about Chios, is Mastic. You're going to read all about Mastic. It's one of the most popular things here on the island and one of their main industries as well. And what it is there's basically trees called mastic or mastica trees. They're all over the place. There's farms. And they produce a type of resin that is used for all sorts of things, including liquor, including makeup, including gum. It's like basically like a gummy resin that comes from the trees.
We should say too, we have tried this in, was it Cheshme or Izmir?
We have tried it in other Greek islands, I can't remember where, but we also tried it in Cheshme, in Turkey, because they also have it there. It's just literally like kilometers across the water to Turkey, and they have the trees there as well. So we did do a little tasting there. Here we got a mastic lemonade.
Sounds pretty good. I mean, it's a hot day. Good. It's September. It's 25 degrees Celsius.
Yeah. One thing we did get that in the last video when we were in Cheshme was a water with mastic at the bottom, and it's basically like a white gummy substance. Kind of has like, I almost want to say like a fresh minty flavor to it. So I feel like it should go well in a lemonade. Oh wow. Never would have expected that. So, as I was saying, like the mastic itself does have a very prominent. I hate saying minty because it's not really mint. It's just this like super fresh flavor to it. You can totally taste it in the lemonade. You get a little bit of lemon, but you do get that prominent mastic flavor to it. Very interesting. I like this.
I don't think we said yet, but Pyrgi is one of the few mastic towns here on the island. That's really cool. There's also a museum that looks incredible, but we're not going to have time to get there in this video. This is probably a long one already, but I think I mentioned at the start of this video, can't recall now because it's another day, but we also love Greek coffee. This is a Freddo cappuccino, and I'm on record for saying this is one of my favorite coffees in the entire world. That's right, the entire world. Oh my god, look how whipped it is at the top of this. This is just crazy. You can almost just like... The milk alone is... The milk alone is just stupid good. But when you mix it all together, it blends and makes this nice color. And then you get that kind of shot of coffee. You need some coffee today. We're doing a lot on this island, as you guys can tell. But if you're coming here, I would definitely recommend this. This is so, so good, you guys. Well, let us officially welcome you to Chios Dynami. I think I'm saying that right. This beach is over the top beautiful. I don't know if I've ever seen water this color, this blue, this aquamarine. Honestly, I'm so glad we came to Chios. We almost did. We almost skipped this place.
Yeah, I read really mixed things about it. Some people seem to love this island. I think some people don't find it maybe touristy enough, but come on, you get beaches like this.
Look behind us. A lot of people ask us, like, don't you get bored on these islands? Like, there's not much to do?
I actually feel like there's so much to do on this island.
I look at the beach. That's something to do. We talked to a bunch of locals about where to come on the island to find like the most epic beaches, and boy did they come through. They all said unanimously, come to the south. There was a few up in the northern region, but down here, this is one of the best beaches like I've ever seen, especially the color. The thing is though, it is a little windy, you guys can probably tell. Don't know how I had the drone up there and it didn't blow away, but fingers crossed, we're good and the footage turns out well. But yeah, I think we're gonna get set up here and just enjoy a little bit of a beach day. Well, we've come in. We had to come in this gorgeous looking water.
I know, how can you not? I'm not sure how well you guys are gonna be able to hear us because it's very windy and we're using the GoPro, which doesn't have the best sound on it. So.
No, I know, this is a test. We've been having some issues with this GoPro with wind. We have a muff on it, or like a kind of little dead cat as well, but my last one seemed to work better. But anyway, we'll just pretend you're hearing every word that we're saying. But how about this insane beach?
I can't get over how gorgeous it is. A little bit like wavier and windier than I expected from what you see up above. It looks super calm, but it's still like you can easily get in. It's not like the waves are crashing into you or anything. It's quite nice. The water, I would say, is, I don't know if warm's the right word. It's refreshingly cool. So it takes a minute to get it. It's not like one of those things where you first get in and it feels chilly, but once you immerse yourself, it feels good.
We actually wore our water shoes in here, but it's kind of sandy, so I don't think we really needed to do that.
No, it's just like the shore is like slightly rocky for about 3 feet while you walk in, and then it's just like straight sand.
Yeah, and this is one of the first sandy beaches we found in Chios so far, but I know they exist. Usually they're the ones that are really, really hard to get to. I think today this took us about in total 45 minutes from the town we're staying in. It's probably about 40 to 50 minutes from Chios Town.
That would be my guess, yeah. The funny thing is we've been in a few different beaches now. This is our third one, I think.
Yeah.
There are fish, I don't know about here, but in other places there are fish that nibble on your legs. They like little bites on your legs.
If you're not ready for it, it can be a bit...
I might have screeched one day.
A few times, but it doesn't hurt, but sometimes they really get at you. But there's some fish around here too. I just don't want to put the GoPro under because I did that many times before, but I think it was about a year or two ago in Thailand. I put the GoPro under, it was all sealed, and it blew up underwater. So you don't want to lose the tech gear. One more little pro tip for you guys. If this beach is really busy when you get here, and I imagine in the summer it would be crazy, there's actually a second beach over there that I got some shots of when I had the drone in the air. So again, locals told us you can walk a little path over there. It's really easy. So I'd highly recommend that because I don't think tourists would know that that's there. So yeah, there's quite a bit of space here. And on the south coast, there's a lot of different beaches. So the tourists in general are gonna be spread out. Well, we got a bunch of waves coming in now, this is fun.
A little bit of a pro tip, if you're coming to this side of the world and maybe not the best swimmer or you wanna practice your swimming, we find the Mediterranean, here we're in the Aegean, like the northern Aegean, but it's part of the Mediterranean, so salty that you really just like float right on top. Like I could take my feet out of the water.
Yeah, if there were no waves, you wouldn't even have to use your hands or
You're
anything.
basically like elevated almost above the water. It's so crazy.
Like, look, I can just like go like this, kick my feet a little bit, and Anna's right there floating. Yeah, it's a pretty great spot. Well, that was an absolutely epic day. This island has completely surprised us for a Greek island. I can't believe a lot of people said it's not really worth visiting. Like, you know, go to Santorini, go to Mykonos.
No, this is so much better to us. It feels way more local. You get a more like authentic experience. You get to come to amazing beaches like this with hardly any people on it. It's just mind-boggling. I love this island. It's gonna be up there in some of my favorite Greek islands for sure.
You guys might also be wondering like how we were getting around on the island. We rented a car, a small little car. It was about €35 a day. Not too bad.
Yeah. So word of advice: if you are renting a car here, don't rent it right at the port, because we went and asked right there where the ferries are, and it was like a good 10 to 15 euros more per day. So just get off the port a little bit, like in the main part of the city. It seems to be a little bit cheaper. Also, if you're coming from a place that's doesn't use the euro and you're bringing money to exchange, we haven't found a money exchange anywhere.
No money changer, so don't bring USD or anything like that.
Yeah, or Turkish lira, which
everywhere
is
seems to take credit cards, but man, what a beach day. Like, the whole day today was incredible. We spent quite a bit of time here. The wind has picked up, as you can probably tell, so we're deciding to call it a day since we were all full of beach hair. But
I feel like it's a good day when your hair is a mess. You're covered in salt and sand.
So if you don't know who we are for some reason, it's Trevor and Anna, Delightful Travelers. Welcome to the channel. Make sure to hit subscribe, because there's so many more videos coming up here in Greece. And if you're not new, thank you for coming back every single week. Next up, we are heading over to another island we've not been to and a lot of people have not heard about, Samos.
Yeah, super excited about that. I think we're staying in a little beachy town, so expect more beaches, more Greek food, more deliciousness, more amazing stuff. I can't wait.
I can't wait. We get to do more of this, more of what we love in one of our favorite countries, Greece.
All right, guys, that's it.
From Chios, wishing you delightful travels.
See you soon.